Hi, welcome back. So we're going to talk about creative nonfiction today, and we are already on our fourth module, which is plot, character, and characterization. So there. So this is my basis, our divisions module in CNF. So let's talk about the plot. So madalas, halimbawa may friend ka tapos nagmamadali ka, and then may gusto siya ikwento, you would just ask what happened. Like, get straight to the point. So sasabihin niya yung mga importanteng parts, but you would still understand what he or she is trying to say. So that, my friends, would be the plot at some point. So the plot is not a story, have nor does every story have a strong plot. So good writers know the importance of both plot and story. Before they dare to write a story with a weak or thin plot, any plot can feature a love story that illustrates a difference. Plots are events and stories. Stories reveal how characters interact to those events. So kapag plot, as I've mentioned, ito yung turn of events. Ito yung kung ano nangyari. Kaya nga kapag halimbawa, nagmamadali ka nga, tinanong mo yung kaibigan mo, oh, ano nangyari? Sabihin niya kung anong yung sequence. Okay? Bali si ganito. Okay? Naglalakad ako kanina sa kantin tapos nakita ko yung crush mo, may ka-holding hands na iba. Tapos tinignan ko kung sino. Girl, yung dati mong best friend. Something like that. Okay? Kahit wala ka dun, you'll get to understand how things happen step by step. Okay? So at the end of this module, you're expected to describe plot and characterization as elements of creative nonfiction, analyze a sample text according to plot and characterization. So may dalawang importante tayong mga concepts ngayon. That would be plot and characterization. Okay, what is plot? Ito ba yung kapag nag-drive ka ng bike, tapos bigil ang bike mo, tapos yung gulong hindi na gumagana kasi walang hangin dahil na plot? It's not. Flat ang corny ko. So plot, in a narrative or creative writing, a plot is the sequence of events that make up a story, whether it's told, written, filmed, or sung. Okay? The plot is a story, and more specifically, how the story develops, unfolds, and moves in time. So, yung plots may five elements siya. So, you know this one, but let us uh, elaborate more. Exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and denouement. Okay? So, stages of a plot, ang exposition, ito yung pinipresent ang basic information sa readers. Okay? So, ito yung sino yung major characters, nasaan, anong meron, ano yung konteksto, ano yung mga major conflicts na darating. And then we go to the rising action. Ito yung paakyat. Okay? The stage in a plot during which the action builds in intensity. Okay? So the crisis, on the other hand, is the peak in the story's action, a moment of considerable tension or importance. Isa-isahin natin yan mamaya. Climax is the point of greatest tension, yung pinakataas, kaya nga tuktok, climax, okay? The scene presents a story's decisive action or event, okay? Falling action, on the other hand, is staged in a plot during which the intensity of the climax subsides. So, ito yung aside ni rising action. And resolution or denouement means untying of the knot in French, draws an action to a close and accounts for all the remaining loose ends. Ito yung final stage ng plot. And then sometimes in the resolution, na-achieve yun dahil dun sa Deus Ex Machina, dapat Deus yun, a god from the machine, an intervention of some force or agent, okay, extraneous to the story, okay? So allow me to correct that one. It should be Deus, okay? Deus ex machina, okay? Deus, parang Diyos, okay? Okay? Let me correct that. Para nakikita niyo yung kinurat ko talaga. Deus ex machina, okay? Ano to? Anong ibig sabihin? Napaka-interesting nito eh. Kahit kino-correct ko siya at the moment. Okay? Ang Deus Ex Machina, ito yung nangyayari halimbawa, di ba, sa mga Filipino dramas or films na dapat masasaksak na siya eh. Sasaksakin na siya dito. Tapos bibiglang darating na kaibigan, asawa, jowa na biglang upok-pok dun sa kalaban. Or nakahang na lang siya sa cliff. Technically, wala na siyang chance mabuhay. Pero, sandali, ano nangyari dito? Wala na siyang chance mabuhay, pero nung nahulog siya, bigla pala siyang nakakapit pa dun sa wood. Okay, dun sa puno na hindi naman araw-araw may puno sa tabi ng cliff. Parang ganun, okay? Na para siyang magic na from outside of the story. Okay, yung kalaban, sasakalin na siya, tapos biglang may nahulog na malaking balde, malaking drum sa ulo ng kalaban, tapos nauntog siya bigla. Na kung sa totoong buhay, hindi siya medyo pwedeng mangyari. Okay? Na mamamatay ka na lang, tapos biglang bilitaw yung parang help from the outside para hindi ka mamatay. Okay? So, moving on. So, again, it's an intervention from the outside. Okay, so there. Let's move on. So, ayan, overview yung mga yan. So, let's get each. So, ayun nga, may 5 elements tayo. So, the first one is the exposition. Ito yung beginning of the story, the characters, setting, and the main conflict. Dun sila usually in-introduce. So, ito yung parang introduction part. So, papakilala kung halimbawa, sino si main character, saan siya nakatira, sino yung mga kaibigan niya, magbibigay na rin ng hint kung ano yung mga potential na problem na kaharapin niya. Next is rising action. Yes, the rising action, as I've mentioned earlier, yung pataas. So, tignan natin yung wala dito yung diagram. Ito. So, ito yung exposition. Rising action, climax, falling action, then resolution. Okay? So, rising action is, this is where the character, kakaproblema na siya. Yung pinapakita niya na yung pwedeng maging conflict na ma-unfold. Yung dito nagiging komplikado na yung storya. So, kung telenovela yan, diyan mo nakikita na na ini-introduce na yung yung kontrabida, tinatarahay na siya, or parang nilalagay na yung peking ebidensya dun sa bag niya, mga ganun, papunta na sa rising action. Sa climax, ito naman yung peak ng storya. Ito yung major event na mararanasan ni main character. Kung saan merong major enemy, takot, challenge, or other source of conflict. Kasi kapag conflict, hindi naman ibig sabihin may kalaban agad. Kasi pwedeng siya mismo yung kalaban niya, yung sarili niya. So most action, drama, change, and excitement occur here. Dito nangyayari dun sa pinaka-climax. Pwedeng dito niya mamimit yung super kalaban niya, dito siya mag-breakdown, dito siya almost mamamatay, parang ganun, okay? Falling action naman, dito na yung story na unfold na, nagsuslow down na, nasusolve na yung problema. It's tying up the loose ends, okay? Diba nagkaroon ng problema dun sa rising action, na-intensify dun sa climax, dito nasusolve na, okay? Kumbaga, nahanap niya na yung anak niya, okay, pero hindi pa rin alam kung magiging successful ba yung yung pag-meet nila, okay? So dito, falling action. And then the last part would be the denouement and the resolution. Ito yung concluding paragraph na dito makikita mo happily ever after na, okay? At yung mga remaining issues na tapos na. So, kumbaga, kung love story nyo yan ng crush mo, introduction, ipapakilala ka, school year, ng section mo. Tapos, rising action, papakita yung crush mo kasi yung crush mo may jowang iba. Climax, biglang nasa may tindahan, umulan ng malakas na stock, kayo biglang binaha, kayong dalawa lang nandun. Dun sa climax, ayun na, parang nagkakilala kayo, tapos na-feel nyo na mahal nyo na isa't isa. Tapos, falling action, ito, isosolve na ni Guy kung gusto niya pa ba si girlfriend or kung gusto ka niya. In the ending, either pinaasa ka or magiging kayo. Something like that. Okay. So, there, the plot is also known as the storyline. It includes the most significant events of the story and how the characters change And the problems change over time. Hindi lang ang feelings mo nagbabago, kundi pati yung mga characters. Pati ikaw bilang tao, nagbabago ka din. So, example, Caitlin wants to buy a puppy. She goes to the pound and begins looking through the cages for her future pet. At the end of the hallway, she sees a small, sweet brown dog with a white spot on its nose. At that instant, she knows she wants to adopt him. After he receives shots and a medical check, she and the dog, Berkeley, go home together. Introduction, si Caitlin gusto rin ng puppy. Rising action, nagpunta na siya ng pound. Okay? Kahanap na siya ng future pet. Climax, nakita niya ang sweet brown dog na may spot sa ilong. And then, doon pa lang alam niya na ina-adapt niya. Falling action, ni-receive niya yung shots, may medical check, and then ending, umuwi sila magkasama. Okay? So, yun. Sometimes, people just want a simple plot with a good scene. So, ang nangyayari minsan, kapag sumisikat ang isang TV show or ang isang telenovela, ibis na ganun lang siya, nagiging ganun na, tapos bulik bilang gaganon. Okay, kumbaga hindi na kailangan i-extend palalo. So, ang nangyayari, ibis na matapos siya naturally at maganda yung flow ng storya, parang na-extend to the point na naumay ka na. Okay, you just want to know how it will end. So, ayun, so my dear future writers, kung magsusulat kayo, kahit let's say in the future magiging sikat kayong scriptwriter, it's sobrang bonggang sikat ng iyong story, huwag mong extend na to the point na maumay. Sabi nga nila, it would be better if you're gonna sing the highest note on your exit. Okay? Hindi yung tipong, at least maalala na yung storya mo na maganda kahit natapos siya agad. Kasi yung maalala nila na maganda sana kasi pinahaba na ng pinahaba hanggang nagsawa na sila. Okay? So there, di pa tayo tapos. So, na-imagine yung process. So, itong pinakita ko kanina, this is Gustav Freytag's triangle. Ito yung plot structure ni Gustav Freytag na isang pyramid. This is usually a stereotype for a dramatic work. So, yun nga, yung exposition, presentation of characters, rising action, dito nagsistart yung complications, conflicts, nagsistart na, suspense, and crisis occur. And then rising action culminates in a climax. No? Ito na yung tension, okay? Then falls down sa falling action, nagsasubside yung intensity, and denouement or resolution sa kung saan lahat ay natatay up na. So ito yan, okay? Tandaan niyo yan. So ito yung classic parts, okay? Ito yung nagre-resemble sa triangle. At kadalasan yun nga naman talaga yung template. Pero you could always have something different. Okay? Pero to the point na mapapagod sila sa galangan ng storya mo. Okay? Baka after ng climax, another climax. Parang hindi ko ma-imagine kung paano yun. Okay? So not unless pang ibang level ng telenovela ka. So order and sequence nga din pala, it would be important to know that we have this order and sequence. We have in media res or in the midst of things, you start with a key event and later on going back in time to explain events that preceded it. So, halimbawa yung mga story na nagsistart na mayaman na siya, tapos may nakita siya, tapos biglang flashback. Okay, na move tayo sa flashback, moves out of sequence to examine an event na nangyari na dati. Na biglang may maaalala sa main character, tapos dun nasasabi yung story kung paano siya nagkaganon. Foreshadowing naman, alam niyo to, an introduction early in a story of situations, events, characters, or objects that hint at things to come. Yung halimbawa, nabasag yung picture frame. Yan. Foreshadowing yan. Alam natin mga Pinoy na kapag pinakitang nabasag ang picture frame, may masamang mangyayari. Parang gano'n. Okay? Pero pwede, kung sa totoong buhay, nabasag ang picture frame sa bahay ng maglilinis ka, meron masamang mangyayari talaga, mapapalo ka sa nanay mo. Okay? Something like that. Okay. Okay. Characters, on the other hand, wala akong ma-imagine a story na walang character. Can you tell me a story without a character? Ang puti ko. Okay. So, characters are important to the story kasi sila yung nagmo-move. Sila yung nagmo-move sa story. So, di ko pa na-imagine ng isang story na walang character. A character is a fictional representation of a person, usually a psychologically realistic depiction. So, again, fictional sila. Okay? Like Harry Potter, Edward Cullen, mga vampires. Tingnan mo pagbabago sa characterization. Dati ang vampire, nakatakutan, nakakatakot, pero ngayon ang gwapo na ng mga vampires, okay? You just want to get bitten by them. Pero yun, joke lang. I'm just emphasizing how culture changes and how characterization changes. Characterization is a way the writers develop characters and reveal those characters straight to their soul. Pinapakita mo anong klaseng character sila. So may iba't ibang uri ng character. Syempre, parang sa buhay mo lang din. So in general, without looking at this, we have two types. We have protagonists and antagonists. Sa buhay natin, tayo ang protagonist or mga bida at ang mga masasamang tao sila yung mga antagonist. So yun nga, ang bida is the protagonist, the antagonists are the kalaban or the kontrabida. So we also have round characters, ito yung mga well-developed, closely involved in, and responsive to action. Sila yung mga characters na maganda yung pagkakadevelop nila. Okay, round sila. Flat characters naman, very developed, stereotypical, sila yung mga nasa sides. Stock characters, pwedeng yung assistant, pwedeng yung driver, pwedeng yung best friend na hindi masyadong responsive, pwedeng yung mga classmates sa likod, okay? Who can be easily identified because their actions are predictable and readers can readily recognize them. Around characters naman, responsive siya to changes, okay? Kasi yung mga stock characters tayo, halimbawa, yun nga yung Harlequin, yung pwede rin yung kontrabida. So, allow me to give you examples of stock characters, okay? Lang. Applicable din to sa drama, okay? Kasi default yung mga stock characters. So, examples include the villain, kung sino yung kalaban, yung hero mismo, yung fool, yung kung sino man yung loko-lokong kasama, yung sidekick, yung best friend, gano'n. Yung damsel in distress, love interest, at siya yung traidor. Yun yung mga usually na agad-agad nandun na. Foil is a supporting character who in the story is to highlight a major character presenting a contrast to him or her. So kadalasan kung makita natin, ang bida meron siyang best friend. At si best friend kadalasan kabaliktaran ni bida para ma-highlight yung mga traits ng bida. So it's intended to be like that. Dynamic characters grow and change in the course of the story. Ito yung mga characters na nagbabago. Nagre-react sila. Kaya nga dynamic, gumagalaw. Static naman, they face challenges but they remain the same. Okay? Parang halimbawa, yung ilang mga villains, masama sila from the beginning, masama sila till the end. Pero kapag ang villain, masama at the beginning, tapos nagbago siya. Eventually, then the character becomes dynamic. Okay? So that's it. Sana natutunan niyo. May natutunan kayo kahit pa paano. So I'll see you in the next episode or next module. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Bye!